Alright, so this is my second video. I'm changing my injectors. So I caught a deal. A dude was selling some 36-pound truck injectors for 60 bucks. Nice little steal. Stock injectors for any truck, third gen, is like 24, and these are 36. The issue I'm having is I had to order extension harnesses too. So I got this from Amazon for like $11. So if you get new truck fuel injectors, you have to get extensions because the old harness is like the older style connectors. Here's the box. I'm opening the injector harnesses. Pretty nice little, thing. So these will go on the new injectors as such, and then this part goes in the harness. So let's get started. First, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do these off rip so I can know, how many I got. Wow. I don't know if y'all heard that. That was my neighbor singing. So this is my garage. This is not where I did my swap. I did my swap in a front yard of a friend's house who had a hoist and an engine jack and, engine stand. Then when I got the car moving and stuff, I brought it here to my garage at my apartment complex. I did a lot of work here though. I did my cam swap here. I did my tranny swap, my transmission swap. I did a lot in this garage. So you don't need a huge shop to do an LS swap. You don't need a whole bunch of tools. It will help if you have a whole bunch of tools and a lift and all that. But if you put some grind time in, you can do this shit in a driveway or a small garage like this one. So don't be scared of the swap. Make that move, make that transition. So what I'm doing now is just putting all my harnesses on my injectors, making sure all of them fit, because Amazon has a tendency to fuck up some orders. I mean, it's Amazon. I got them for $11. So if they made a mistake, I really wouldn't even be mad. I mean, just take it back. The dude's coming over to tune my car tomorrow, since tomorrow is an off day, President's Day. He gonna come and tune it, and yeah. So I'm gonna turn y'all around so y'all can see my engine and see what else. First I'm gonna get my tools together and all that, and then I'm gonna turn y'all around so y'all can see exactly how I'm doing this. So I have these billet fuel rails because I had to switch the camera around. I got Sniper EFI fuel rails. So I'm gonna have to take this off, this zip tie. I shouldn't have to take all this off. I'm gonna just unscrew it. It's 3 screws, and then just lift up and then take off the old injectors. Let me get my tools situated on what I'm gonna use. So here's a closer look. I know it looked a lot scrambled right now, but this is how you get the fuel rails off. It's an Allen key on the inside, and then this 10mm bolt, and there's 3 of these. And for some reason, I couldn't find the exact tool I wanted to use, so I gotta use this. And it's gonna be hard for me to get that one in the back, but I'm gonna get it though. So let me get that off, and I'll show y'all exactly what all I'm gonna do with the injectors. I got the bracket off for the rails, and as you can see, these are the injectors. I'm not gonna take off that crossover pipe because I don't want fuel to get everywhere. So these are my injectors, and I know y'all wanna see me take this off, so I'm gonna fast forward to where I actually put the new ones in. So before installing, I'm putting like a little dab of oil on the O-rings just to help from dry rotting and stuff like that. Just a rule of thumb that somebody always told me. So I'm gonna pre-lube all my O-rings. You don't need too much, just a little dab. A little dab. And I'm gonna end up taking this crossover pipe because it's so much fuel. I took off one injector and a whole bunch of fuel poured out, so I'm gonna end up taking off the crossover pipe to empty out that fuel line because I don't want gas just running down everywhere. So this is the fuel rail. I just took it all the way out because it just make more sense to do that. So I'm gonna put y'all right here. Let y'all see me actually taking these 4 out, putting the new 4 in. I had to empty out the rail because there was a lot of gas in here. So this is a Sniper EF5 rail. Yeah, so the dude that I bought these from claimed that these will fit. I don't know how because they're a smaller size. I guess I didn't do my homework, but see if they fit. It's like I said, it's a smaller size injector, but it's a bigger poundage. These are stock. These are equivalent to like the newer 5.3 and 6.0 trucks, like the 2010s and up. So here we go. Or 2004 and up, I'm sorry. So the new injectors are in, and I also got the extension harnesses on there for them to fit the older style truck harness. They snap in with the O-ring. They're really hard to get in. That's why you pre-lube the O-ring so your O-ring doesn't roll when you stick them in there, and it's just like a snug fit and they don't roll over. Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the bottom O-rings when they go into the manifold. Make sure this little oil is brand new. Make sure they don't roll when I'm tucking them in. So yeah. Because these little notches right here, they got 2 holes, I guess, for different size, but it had to make sure I get it snugged in there, you know, so that the O-ring seat inside the intake. It did take a little persuasion. So now I just connect this to the existing harness. See how that goes like that? I ain't only got one hand, but they go right here, boom. That's the coils, and then boom, boom, yeah. And then I'm gonna hook back the crossover fuel rail, and then I'm gonna tackle the next side. Next side looks a lot easier. I got some more room on that side, so yeah. So I got the fuel rails on, and I got the injectors on. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4 back there. That's 4. I got the harnesses on each, the extension harnesses, and they go like this, obviously. And then I'll tuck all this up, and I'm gonna fire it up for y'all. So here's the finished product. I'll probably try to tuck that as best as I can later. That side is good. That side, I'm gonna have to do some more tucking on the, yeah, y'all get my drift. All right, so now everything is better tucked somewhat. I mean, that's just how it's gonna be today. I mean, I'll roll with it eventually, but this is the whole shebang. Now I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna put this disclaimer out now that when I start it, cause it's untuned, it ain't gonna be, you know, it's gonna run rough cause it's not tuned yet. So I'm just putting that out there now so y'all start talking shit. All right, here's the first start. I'm gonna let the fuel pump prime. I don't have no door panels right now because I'm in the process of getting getting some aftermarket ones, but here's my interior, all black, suede. Got some speakers back there. If y'all can see them, all black. But here's everything. I'm also gonna, matter of fact, let me check for leaks. Anytime you're working with fuel system, you want to check that you bolt everything back up and check for leaks. So I definitely hear fuel. You want to allow fuel to get through everything, because I know it's going to be a rough first start. I need to find a better way to route that. Yep. I'm going to try to start it. So I turned it off. I really didn't like the way that was sounding, but I really just want to check for leaks and stuff to make sure these are seating properly and I ain't got no fuel leaking out. Man, I'm good. On this side, let me check this side. I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. So that first start, I really didn't like how it was sounding, so I'm gonna try again. I mean, the worst that can happen is something blew up. Gotta let it warm up a little bit, let it idle down. If I don't press gas, it's gonna cut off, so. Cold outside, so voltage good, oil pressure running at 40 at idle, like it's supposed to be. I use a check engine light to scan it. I use a scanner tool to check engine light, and it says camshaft position sensor, which is likely because I changed the cam to a bigger cam and the sensor is not recognizing it. Sometimes if you let it run a little bit, that computer will start to recognize stuff. Obviously, it's not going to recognize the bigger injectors or the bigger cam, but, you know, it do sound good, though. And that's all she wrote.